Hi everyone, and we are finally live. We are here right on the spot. Okay, I'll be so happy today to share some insights that I've got from my 15 years of experience working with tech companies, SaaS companies, all type of businesses. And I do believe that we all have in common lots of things, marketing, but also there are some different features that would definitely resonate more with SaaS owners. So this live stream I made especially for SaaS tech companies. But if you are just a business owner, I believe that you can find also valuable information which is really highly applicable to you. So let's start because the topic is that painful. I don't know because it brings lots of pain sometimes, lots of mess, lots of misunderstanding, and eventually, if the topic is not clear, if it's not really transparent to everyone in your team, in your business, eventually you will do lots of bunch of mistakes, and probably will not even finish to the goal line where we can see ourselves as a successful, sustainable business that brings predictable revenue, that operationable, and everything is well done, well scheduled, well repetitive, and predictable. So like a strong business model. And mostly we're going to talk about startups today. But today I do not believe that any business can be somehow outside of a startup business model. We are all from the beginning our startups. In the end, eventually we become in enterprises or SMB. Okay. I'm gonna share my screen. I will increase it. Steps to achieve product market fit. That's the main idea of my stream. And as I work, and I love to work with mostly with companies that already achieved PMF, product market fit. But I do understand. But why do I work with this type of companies? Because it's not easier, but it's also more predictable and more understandable. In the first stage of your business, which is actually devoted to find your product market fit, because the second stage is actually scaling. At the first stage, you make it like yo-yo marketing, back and forth. The owner, if it's first time owner, doesn't really understand the marketing field, trying to kind of blame everyone, because doesn't really have enough income yet to get a good consultant at least, or advisor, or of course not even like a marketer that would there are no income yet to hire a marketer that will help you to understand the difference and where it goes. And that's why all the founders that I met, especially first time founders, even the smartest one, especially the one that been transactioned from top management to their own business, they all have challenges in understanding how business model works, what marketing does, and why marketers are failing on the way. You're failing because I do believe in the concept, the more money you have in general, the more qualified information you can get. If you do not have income, if you do not have resources, because sometimes it's all about resources, if you can allow yourself to go to network with great marketers, great minds, then you obviously can start networking and use your resource like as a good networker. The person that can conduct really easily like new contacts, and then any type of resources, but I talk about money now is the main one, the easiest one, I think, that saves time. That if we do not have this source, we consume very low quality information, and we do not really understand if this information is good or bad. We just believe in it. And it's the same happens with product market fit stage with every first time founder, maybe even the second time I've seen it, that it's not enough income yet to hire a marketer, consultant, advisor again, to understand what to expect, what the pitfalls, how to build it, a marketer with experience. And that's why you kind of acquiring really low material marketers. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was there. We are all there from the beginning, but you cannot hire experienced marketer from the beginning if you do not have money. That's normal. And that's a big question, actually, how you're going to survive. That's why like 80% of businesses, they failed on the first stage. So I'm going to show you today how you can actually, at least, if you follow this framework step by step, you'll not fall off from this journey. You will have more chances to get to the finish line. And also, you still can find like fractional CMOs, advisors who can help you. Not on the daily basement, but a consultant. And we do provide with my partners, for example, advisory 1-year contract for startups. Before, maybe 5-10 years ago, there was nothing like this. Today, thanks to COVID, thanks to the digital world, we can allow ourselves to communicate more, to share our experience with other founders, which is super great. Again, I love to work with the startups on the scaling mode, but if you are there but we just have different packages, I would say, completely different schemes to work with product market fit from the beginning with startups on this stage. So the first understanding that I would love to highlight, to be honest, it's very simple. You probably heard about it, but again, because I've seen these mistakes, exactly this mistake, it's a mindset mistake, and it's an error that founders have. I mean, founders by themselves are really great people. If they were like 0.5% people in the world are founders, the rest are just consuming what these people came up with to this world, what they brought up to the world, what they delivered. We all just seeing what they delivered and accepting this, but the real creators that drives this world, changes this world, are founders. Therefore, the founder by itself, you should understand yourself better, the psychology of what drives you, what you have inside. The founder has a really interesting world inside, which is so comprehensive. And founders are true believers. They are dragon chasers. They are 100% game changers, and that's why it's sometimes for marketers it's hard to develop the language, the communication with the founder, because founders creating their own world, they live in their own world which is super great. And they kind of trying to bring a real world reality to the imaginary world where they live, like Elon Musk, whatever, everyone inside us. Like Elon Musk lives inside of us. Even Trump a little bit, because we're ambitious, founders. I mean, founder without ambitious, it's not a founder, it's just a lazy ass. So we understand the difference. Okay, so you have founder, yeah? I'm talking to founder, or there are marketers there who are listening to this. The marketers are like very base. We are very simple people. Like, we're super simple. You just give us, and we're shy to ask for the right input. And here is where the problem comes up, the real one, in the communication stage, the first one, when the marketer gets the wrong inputs from founder, because the founder sees the world different. He sees the business in a different way. He cannot have this 100% critical point of view. I mean, that's a gift if you can take it, but usually this is the only one thing that doesn't help you to move forward, that you cannot accept critics at all. That's because otherwise, if you would accept critique, then you will not put it forward. So it's a little bit complicated, but if a marketer comes and asks, listen, like, we're simple guys, we're super simple, we come and ask, listen, what is your product about, what are you doing, how it helps people, what is positioning, what is the proposal you give. The founder has this understanding that he cannot sometimes even express it and communicate it, and he truly believes that his product, every person on the earth must have his product. Like, the world would not survive without his product. I understand it. I understand the mindset. That's why I have a very detailed quiz or questionnaire with lots of questions, like really dive deep questions that help me to actually understand the real numbers, the real metrics, the real situation, and start from there. Okay, so don't blame on your marketers when you tell them, oh, we have amazing product. And marketers, from the beginning, we are all like this. We do not have experience yet. We believe people, especially founders, they can be so what's the name of people that contagious, in the influence others. The marketer will be like, okay, you give me the product, I'll try to sell it, because basically, well, not a product marketer, but a digital normal marketer, it just creates a channels where he advertise the product or the service and converts traffic to the money, actually monetize the traffic. But if the product is actually bad, then who is to blame? Marketer, of course. Why he didn't check if the product is bad? Why didn't he think about pricing model? So let me tell you once again, that you start from business model. Based on business model, its marketing strategy comes up based on business model. And then when you have a marketing strategy, which includes offer and the following things that we're gonna we will go through, then you can scale. Then you can find your product market fit, and then you can scale. Scaling is actually finding more ways to sell it, more channels, different markets. Sometimes it's also interesting to see that a founder would say, listen, we're selling now in Spain, but we're gonna sell in Latin America. And I'm like, how are the sales in Spain? Are they going good? Do you have enough budget now to actually, even if you have investment money, still, do you have enough belief, based on numbers, of course, that it will go success on the other market? And the founder would be like, yeah, of course it will. This is just a bigger Spanish language market, you know. We can just do the same like we're doing here. So what I doing here? And then we went, it's the real case. We went down. It's in an app for languages. And we went down. We checked the metrics and the retention was low. The conversion from free trial to pay to the basic package was low, like so much low below the average. And I'm like, guys, you do not even have product market fit and you want to scale it to another market? And they're like, yeah, maybe because this market doesn't understand it, but that market will understand. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. Look for the market inside. Okay, we're going just to do step by step now. I'm just trying to explain you the communication gap that we have in between. Why is it important first to conduct and understand PMF stage before you like you? One of the recent also examples, I'm like, guys, are you at the product market fit or you're the scaling? And they're like, we're actually scaling, yes, but we are looking for fractional schema for pre-scaling. Pre PMF. Well, I can understand it sometimes. It depends on the business model sometimes and how it works. And maybe they have a great team that can do scaling, but in reality, do not go any step further until you get really perfect numbers on your initial level. Initial level, it's product market fit. Okay, let me just share the screen. And if I see any of comments, I'll put it on the screen. So feel free to ask me any questions. Okay, so what can we say here? Understand your target audience. That's number one. How we start, how we achieve PMF. Do market research. There are no really shortcuts of doing market research. You do have one option is to hire a marketer from the same niche or from the same niche and the country. And so field has to be exactly the same. Literally, you should take a marketer from your competitor. Then you can skip this. But if you can't find this marketer, can't hire the marketer, still you should do it. You should conduct interviews, surveys, competitor analysis. We're going to talk about it later. One second. Okay, sorry for that. Okay. The second, then when we like sample of interviews, questions. What are the biggest challenges in your current workflow? I have a colleague that he does help with interviews at this stage also, or coming back to the existing customers or just potential customers. It's called framework GTBD, jobs to be done. It's also a great framework to make to conduct the first stage, which is interviews. But I'll give you just some examples. So you just, guys, make sure that you follow the plan. you do not fall out from this plan. You just going for step by step with this journey. If you hire a marketer, make sure now with GPT it's so much easier to actually make a plan for anyone in your team. So just copy paste it, make screenshots, and then hire a marketer who will do this for the budget that you have. What are the biggest challenges in your current workflow? How do you solve specific problem today? That's the problem that you know the solution, yes. Not the and the challenges that connected to the solution that you have, that your product solves, okay? What features would you expect in the ideal solution? How much time, money are you spending on the issue currently? What made you choose or not to choose existing tools? Is if you would go over like 50 to 70 interviews, it will be so much easier. There will not be a guesswork at all. Every marketer that starts working with you has to see this type of research already done, and you have to make it literally every year with your customers, with your potential customers, existing ex customers who drop out from your platform. With every type, you should invest time into doing this. That's number one, okay? I mean, if a marketer comes to you and don't ask about this and haven't even mentioned, then it's a really red flag, because we cannot come up. GPT will not give us the right solution. Or if a founder says, oh no, just check these competitors, they have the same. That's not right. That's not right. It can be good if you want to just shrink this journey and then go start straight from to paying ads to test your hypothesis. Like the hypothesis will be that you have this solution and it's good for these people and you can solve this problem. That's the hypothesis. You need to come up on product market fit stage, at least with 10 to 25 hypotheses, and then test it all over different channels, but probably mostly, of course, Facebook. You do not start any SEO, you do not start any big work until you test your hypothesis, okay? Like content, do not start even a content marketing and don't invest into this until why I don't understand why startups they invest into SEO. It's not, you do not have a problem, or I'm sorry, the product yet. Do not invest. SEO, it's a long way. Okay. So if you want to just skip it, shrink it, cheat it, shortcut, I understand, but then you will just spend more money to testing hypothesis, and accept this. And also, founder, please accept the moment that you, until you're not um, on the scale stage, you do not, no one will tell you exactly what to expect from Facebook ads, from Google ads. That's impossible, because you have to come up on the product market fit stage with hypotheses. They have to be tested. Then you have numbers. When you scale the numbers, not the hypothesis. And that's also the biggest mistake, that you think when you are the product market fit stage. This is what this is when you are not ready to say that people want what I'm selling. The people really are so hungry for my product. They're ready to pay for this. They're ready to consume it, they're ready to come back, they're ready to spread the word about my product. This is what you need to make sure before you start to put and invest into marketing, especially into different channels, especially into other markets. Okay, examples of customer pain points. Slack. Teams needed seamless communication without endless email threads. Asana. Businesses struggle with tracking tasks and collaborating across teams. Zoom. Enterprises face low quality video conferencing tools that were unreliable. Sorry. And so after the interviews, you'll have so much insights, but the main one, you need to come up with pain points. Example of then the customer needs, and you're actually competitors. Because the question number 4, how much time, money you're spending on this issue currently, they should tell you how they use, what is the solution they use right now. And be careful if you have a really big competitor. Like if you're coming up with HubSpot, with CRM system, then your HubSpot is your biggest competitor. Then the next step would be, well, if I am really that good enough, why people would choose me? Unique proposal, positioning. So okay. These are really 5 basic questions are so insightful, so much help. And I don't understand why you sometimes just skipping this. Like why you so much in I believe in my product so much that I don't even need to do it. Okay, let's come back. Examples of customer needs: improved team communication, centralized task management, reliable video conferencing with minimal setup. Sometimes we need even deeper needs, like more deeper drives, or that sometimes it sounds like a real pain. We need to come up with a real pain. Okay, then what you should do is segment your audience, because not every audience, every customer look the same. And you eventually, even I did this so many videos about this topic, that if you check pricing page for HubSpot, for example, they do differentiate packages for different type of audience. So it will help you eventually. Also, you should segment it by business size, by industry, by geography, and then you should prioritize promising segment. To understand the promising segment, it's super simple. Who has this much pain, and there are no good solution outside there, that they are ready to pay. They're willing to pay as much as you say, as much as you want them to pay. This is, if the answer is this audience is, they have money, they're ready to pay, there are no competitors, then it's the most promising. And also evaluate market capacity. Research the total addressable market, TAM, and serviceable addressable market, SAM, like specific, the real one. I mean, TAM is like potential, like total, like for example, all the mothers, yes, and SAM is like all the mothers with 2 kids, 2 and more kids. Analyze competitors' market market share to identify opportunities. Again, it's very important to understand who is your competitor. You cannot come up on the market without budget if there are bigger competitors, and without positioning, without concept. And please, I'm not saying this because I think you are that you do not understand it. But in reality, it's theoretically, we all know it. But then when it comes to the point where you operate your business, I'm talking about the founders now, and I'm addressing this to founders, then you kind of get lost into strategic view, and then you think that you don't get enough sales because you did something wrong in a operational model of your business, which is not true. The truth is that you're not making that much sales. That's because you still do not understand that you do not the competitors there. The competition is so high that people do not understand why they should buy your product. Okay, and the of course, like the biggest question would be always if about blue ocean strategy, which I would be so careful doing this. If there is no demand, be careful, because it will take so much time for you to wake up people, to make them, to warm them up, to explain the problem they have. By the time it will come up and become really famous, maybe the problem that you're trying to solve, and which doesn't really exist yet, by the time it will come up, you can spend 10 years of just doing content and looking for and educating customers. Okay, so with this blue ocean concept, I'll be very careful. You have to be a great visionary with lots of money and patience before you go in there. It's better to go to competitive field, but just come up with a better concept, with a better understanding of your customers, and talk to your customers, talk to your audience. Okay, then the next. Yoo-hoo! Create customers personas. So eventually you will come up with customer personas. For example, small business owner. Name, goals, pain points, motivators. It's very basic. You don't need to make it complicated. You don't need to do CGM's cards at this stage, because all the CGM's cards we are doing on the second stage, on the scaling, because this is what has to be missed, and forget about going diving deeper and stuck in there forever when you do not have even money for this. First attract money, test hypothesis, attract money, and then scale. Before that, don't do it. Okay. Second big stage is conduct competitor analysis. Identify competitors, because you have straight competitors, you have like left corner, right corner, upper competitors. Evaluate strengths and weaknesses. Position your product. I mean this is actually where you need a good marketer to help you with, because basically there are like around 15 different frameworks that help you to find your niche in competitor analysis when you're doing, for example, like one of these is called 5 stars, which is one service, pricing, location. I do not remember the all. No, that is not location. Service, pricing, access something 5, and then you see that all that's what happened with in Russia with a good case of a mobile bank, which is called Tinkoff, and a very nice case how they started, and they are still in success because they did service. They were not a local bank that is real, so they did amazing service, and so they just won the market by giving the best service. This is it. They will deliver car to your home. They would do extra always, not like the other banks. This like so easy, so there are like around 15 frameworks that can help you, can GPT it, help you to identify your positioning, your strengths and weaknesses. SWOT analysis, one of these models, but you have to be really good to conduct real SWOT analysis. You have to be like really cool. Like most of the SWOT analysis that I've seen in my life, they are such useless things. Like just throw it. But then on the other side, you can make it more easy with GPT. When you have data, okay, when you have data, you input data and then make sure data is real, the data is good. Okay, then define the third stage, define your value proposition, solve a specific problem, simplify messaging, validate hypothesis. And this is where you come up with your MVP. With MVP, it's not the real product yet. It's hypothesis. It's not the real. Nothing is real here. I have hypothesis. Probably it will work. Maybe it will not. For this type of audience, maybe yes. For this, not. We don't know yet. We have to actually go outside and test it. When we test it, we need to gather feedback. And the feedback would be usage frequency, user satisfaction, willingness to pay. So when this is the stage when you can hire a marketer for advertising, the special person targeted, the PPC specialist, it's called. The person who can come up with visuals based on the hypothesis you have, and or maybe a designer, or maybe this person can do it. It depends. And it's different from a marketing person. Okay, it's another marketer. And by the way, it's a great topic to discuss. What's the budget you need actually from the beginning? But it's all depends. When I come into this stage to founders, they have such a different start. Some of them, they already have marketers. Some of them, they already have agencies. Some of them, they do not have nothing. And it depends. But I think it's a great topic to cover on the next stream, the budget and how it has to be measured and what's ROI. And the better you done this part, MVP, hypothesis analysis, the better it will go here. So finally, you will have metrics. This is where we have data. This is what every marketers, every founder, we are happy to have data. We do not want to achieve yet the business goals, like 100 million users. It's not about users actually, revenue, but we want to achieve good data. We want to see real numbers, because based on numbers we make decision for scaling. What we should track: retention rate, churn rate, LTV, customer acquisition cost, product engagement, and set benchmarks. Because the benchmarks are right there in the Google. You can see benchmarks. We understand the cost acquisition cost. It's pretty much the same. A lifetime value, pretty much in different niches are different, but you should understand it. Like a churn rate, it cannot be more than like 20%. So there are benchmarks there. So then you understand if you're below or above and what's happening. Then focus on early adopters. Identify the best audience there, build relationship with them, and create a community. Because this is where we understand that there are people who are looking for this type of product we are trying to deliver, who are like so much aligned with the idea that we put into the market, that we cannot just miss these people and let them be apart from us. Let them live apart. We should take them before any competitor does it, and gather them together, make a community and build a presence based on these people. Believe me, the greatest fun you can get, fan base, is based on the early adopters. When you are from the beginning and you came up with idea and they support your idea and they know that they were there from the beginning. It's very important psychological trick, because people, they will value more the product that they were witnessing how the product developed, how it came up to the market. They would say when you go eventually you go high and you, I don't, whatever goals your goals, but the founders goals conquer the world. When you actually will done it, then people will, these people would say, I knew the founder of this company. you know and it's important to them. Optimize the product and scale, because you can still this seven, if you can see gaps here, of course you need to optimize it. Okay, add features, feedback, automate processes. But I think this is already a scaling phase where you see which product they need, the best numbers you got. Now you can scale it. So congratulations if you already have the data, this data. If you already understand your hype, which, if data performs well and which audience is buying the most or has buying intentions or converts, but it doesn't take 1 month to build the data, because you need to understand LTV, which is the most important metric, and churn rate, retention rates. So when you understood it and you come up, this is it. Now you know how much you need to invest. Now you know you can build something more or less predictable, but always keep an eye on your competitors. Always do ABCD testing on your pricing model. That's like always, okay? Always. You will be doing this in the scaling stage 100 times every 3 months. So your marketer, after the scaling phase, after PMF, doesn't have to be only doing internal work, but this analysis and keeping an eye of what's happening outside, the most important things that he has to do, strategic. Okay, then when you have it, I already can say, and it will take sometimes up to 1 year to build all of this. And if you are lucky to understand all your early adopters, and based on these early adopters create your community, you are so ready to go and improve everything, because on the scaling, you can optimize optimize all the processes, I would say. Okay, ABC taste. So there are different type of I would say, I don't understand. I have this bad light. Different type of okay, good. Sorry, I lost what I was saying. But yes, eventually this is it. When scaling stage, before the scaling stage, it takes sometimes up to 1 year to understand everything. But then you can finally do it. You can finally be there. Don't go before when you're not ready, your business is not ready, you do not have budgets for this. Okay, so this is it. If you want to check a health of your revenue streams, of your marketing, or how it monetize the traffic, how you bring the traffic, if you want to check health of all these processes, just give me a message. I'll send you a free test of around like 40 questions. After this, questionnaire, I will come back to you with a very detailed report of how you can improve your business, how you can actually, where are the pitfalls, bottlenecks, what takes you away from your goal. Have a good day. Thank you for being with me at this streaming, and I hope everything will be good for you in 2025. This video is made in January 2025, but it will be actual for the long time, I hope. And see you later. Bye.